We will continue talking about innovation and great opportunities. And this is really exciting because it happens so many great things in Sweden. And this is a great example of this. And we will now for half an hour listen to André Bogsjö. And he will talk about UNITI. And I read somewhere where it said, this Swedish electric car is coming to save the world. Isn't that a great introduction? Welcome!
Thank you. Hello. I hope you hear me well. So my name is André Bogsjö, actually, but thanks for having me here. Been looking forward to this for a long time. I know Lars and Bertula and several other people in the audience too, so it feels great to be here. What we're doing down in Lund is trying to develop this vehicle. It's classified as a L7E vehicle, which means it's a heavy quarter-cycle, not an M1 car as you see on the roads mostly out here. It's made out of composites and has 2 seats, one in the front, one in the back. And we're trying to make the whole vehicle as sustainable as possible using circular economy and recycling as much as we can. Yeah, let me think a little bit. I'd like to go back a couple of years. I was studying in LTH down in Lund, and after graduating started working at an innovation office at the university, and quite early on during that period I met Louis Horn. He's the main founder of UNITI, and we had some awesome conversation about how to change the world and how to make the world a better place. He was having ideas at the time of how to recycle bottles and cans in a better way, called G-Pant, still exists today, and many other crazy, fantastic ideas. And I was mostly listening in to what he was saying and trying to create an environment for where this could happen. So a couple of us joined forces and we created a center for sustainability or social innovation where people like us here could come and meet, have conversation and try to just improve people's lives or environment or create cultural happenings, stuff like that. So for a couple of years we focused on that, and hopefully many things, good things came out of it. But then after some time I had some time in England, and Louis was still working in Lund, and I think he went back into the corner to consider what could be the next thing. How can we make this even better? Because what we were doing in Lund was mainly community driven, very grassroots, didn't really have a sustainable business model to it, was government funded, for example. So having some time off, I think made us all realize that we can build something that is hopefully sustainable for the world, but also has a sustainable business model to it. So yeah, so here we are then with the with the car, and a lot of things are happening down in Lund. We have a new office. It's like 10,000 square meters. We have a big CNC machine now, and other machines coming in. A fantastic team. I think from the building it from the bottom up makes it easier to attract really good people to the organization. So we have people coming in very often, either wanting to join the team or just partnering up in some way. So just recently we partnered up with Siemens and KUKA Robotics for the production of the vehicle, hopefully in Malmö or Landskrona. Maybe we could do it up here, I don't know, but we're aiming at Skåne. So that will be a production of 50,000 vehicles for the European market, and which will be probably a lot more for the Asian market, where we think this vehicle would fit the best. Since it's small, it's easy to fit in parking spots, and hopefully easy to use, good user interaction, etc. And the pollution is really high in cities in Asia, so it'll make sense to have the vehicle there. And 50,000 vehicles. That has been based out of numbers also we received from other actors. So, for example, I think it's Media Saturn, MediaMarkt, as mentioned, and expressed an interest of selling the vehicles in their stores, because it's more like a user or consumer electronics product than a car. So this might be one way that we go with the sales of the vehicle, but we might just do online, because it'll fit in a trailer, so it could be delivered straight to your home. So, and it'll be 200,000 kroners, 20,000 euros. We had to come up with some numbers, so that's a good number. No, but we think with there are several vehicles that are in this category. They're a bit smaller, also cheaper, but this one will have nice technology and easy to use. So it will be a premium car in this small vehicle category, thus the price. So yeah, we have a lot of interesting technologies in it, but I think I'll leave that for another presentation. So yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see if the audience have any questions. One question I have is, I mean, this is great. This is great news. What have the main challenges been during this journey to actually come up with it? You started with the question, how can we change the world?
Yeah.
This is how you want to do it, but
Yeah.
what challenges along the road?
There are several challenges almost every day, I would say. Yeah, because of this community-driven way of how the organization is working, I think all challenges are kind of overcome by the team or by partners or just collaborating and interacting with each other. So, yeah.
Questions? Yes.
When can we expect that the car is available for the market?
So hopefully you can pre-order it now by the end of the summer when we reveal the prototype, and then deliver to you by end of next year.
Wow, cool. Thank you.
So I might have missed this, but the price tag, what will this car cost? Will it be available to you and me?
So it's 20,000 euros, 200,000 kroners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fairly priced.
Yeah.
You can start saving now.
I have a smart electric, and in the US, it only goes 100 miles. So US is huge, but it's worth it. Is this electric plug-in into a home? Is it similar to the battery of Tesla? What is its range, or do you know these? And what are some other special features? Because I find this incredible and I want one.
Oh. So the battery is much smaller than Tesla's, obviously, because it's a much smaller car. So it's only weighs 400 kilos without the battery, but still low weight. We're looking at using sodium, or yeah, maybe another one. But if we could use salt water, there's like a company in Finland that we're talking to that has developed some cells that are working. So if we can use salt water, that would be amazing, of course. Range is about 150 kilometers, and yeah, I think that.
Will it be available in US is the question, yeah.
Probably not.
You can move here. We'd love to
Yeah.
have you here. More questions? Yeah.
I'm wondering how the marketing plan looks like.
Oh, big question. And we don't have a 50-page for that one, but it's been very built into the organization from the beginning. So we're using a lot of social media, for example, just showing everything that we do along the process. This is being recorded now probably by some people, but normally we even bring our own people that record what's happening. So people have been able to follow the journey, which kind of creates the demand in a sense. There was something more I had in mind. Yeah, social media. Yeah, so for example, the crowdfunding video, we did crowdfunding during the autumn, and we received like 12 million Swedish kroners, but we're aiming for 5 million, so in just 2 days or so we overfunded it. And the video there, for example, had the journey from the beginning, like how it all started, just sticky tape on the wall and a mess in the small room that we were in, to the stage that we were at then. So bringing people along, and I think is this way that we're marketing our plan.
I have some ideas.
Cool.
And I have another question. What's the dream? What's the ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal. I think it comes a bit into the name, UNITI. So parts of the story of the UNITI name is when an astronaut looks back onto the Earth and has this sense of unity of how we're all connected, we're all just one. So this collective intelligence that we're experiencing through the use of technology, but also through faith and other means of connecting to our purpose. I think that is the dream. Yeah.
I have a question. I was curious to know more about the VR simulator that you made.
Oh yeah, we didn't bring that one. The VR simulator. Yeah, so when I came into the group, there were already 5 people in the team when I came back from England, and the first thing they showed me was this Kepler pod. So it was one piece of frame that could serve as the inside of the vehicle. So one would sit in this frame and then have this steering mechanism that we've developed, and then you put on the a VR headset and you test drive the vehicle. And yeah, that was kind of our first product, so to say, just to have people interacting with the product in this world makes the development really fast, because we get so much feedback from that type of interaction. So we brought this. There's a lot of hacking and a lot of stress before we took it to CeBIT in Hanover. Was it yeah, whenever it was. So there we haven't even finished the Kepler pod when we brought it there. So we did during the first day of the conference, we were just putting all the electronics together, polishing the last bits of this frame, and I think even that created a buzz and was like an interesting experience for the visitors there. So yeah, now we use VR, still use VR. For example, we show how the vehicle could be sold in a consumer electronics store, or we test colors or designs or yeah, stuff like that.
First of all, thank you for sharing. One of the things is about, you mentioned this overview effect, how the vision is to see how we're all connected. So one of the things about private ownership of vehicles is the underutilization of vehicles. So have you thought of alternative models of access? And a gentleman behind me is working on something that perhaps could stimulate that conversation in another direction.
Yeah.
But I would like to know from you, like, what are you thinking in terms of how more and more people can access this this vehicle? Versus just having this vehicle as your own car, but perhaps other ways of accessing it so that more and more people can experience this.
It would be a good way to start by having people buying the car, as we need kind of a lot of cash to build stuff. But eventually we're looking at different subscription models and sharing, and you have in Copenhagen you have Driver and something, and so we will connect with them platforms and make it available for as many as possible. And in municipalities, we're looking at having the vehicle at stations, and you jump in and you take it where you want to go, and you can go back. Yeah.
Thank you.
You can always count on Ray and Greg to say something, and thank you for your presentation. This is really inspiring, and it's beautiful to watch your evolution from when you started this. And I hear what you said is the possibility of a subscription. That's really brilliant. And I wanted to ask if you're looking at maybe group subscribing, where you have people that are employed that use the cars but also pick them up and then own the cars, and it's like everyone's kind of owning, subscribing, and driving and riding, and like an Uber cloud, Lyft, co-creation thingy, right?
Okay.
Is that the direction you're going, perhaps? And maybe if you are, please share. Thank you.
I leave that one for later, between you and me. Yeah.
Any more questions? Okay, the question you started with, you wanted to change the world. Could you just sort of, perhaps it's obvious for us sitting here, but still, how will UNITI, this car, change the world?
Oh, how will it change the world?
Or perhaps someone of you wants to tell us, how do you think this is going to change the world?
Yeah,
we
that's
can,
a
we
good
can
idea.
co-create
Yeah.
this question,
Yeah.
not just leaving it up to him. Do you think this car will change the world? I'll ask you guys, and you can think about your answer as well. Any ideas? Yeah.
Just being able to buy it like a consumer product. We need more products like this that are easy to access and purchase for better choices for our world. So I think that's how many of the models will change everything from how you're marketing to how you're making to how you're solving problems. The whole gamut will change. People will imitate you, and then you'll have other products out there like yours. So that will be your problem in the future, but and you know that. But that right now you are creating a paradigm shift. So there's going to be an incredible ripple effect.
Any other ideas how this may change the world? Yes. We do it anyway. Wait, speak in the mic.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I was
We had to think about the
What's your name?
YouTubers.
I was going to ask Tobias to stand up because we were just talking about his business, Freeway, that is a ride-sharing application system that if you took the question I asked that was challenging but an opportunity that you're talking about of a new business model, that if you combine what you're saying, so maybe you know what we're talking about, so then maybe you just do what I do.
Yeah, I think that we should talk afterwards, and maybe we could find a new business model that could exist together with the one you have.
Tell everyone about your business.
Yeah, we are we're having a service for ride sharing and also for ride sharing of goods.
Okay.
And we can combine that, so it's a digital platform that it can be used for a lot of different customers.
Sounds perfect.
And it creates a lot of sustainability when you actually you fill up the transports with much more. You fit in more people and goods in already available transports. It's unite, like the UNITI.
Perfect.
Great, this is perfect example of how co-creating works. You guys sitting here, you're not sitting here, not just sitting here to watch and listen. We want to find ways of actually solving or sort of working with questions together. And that's why we're here, and this is so great. One more question for you. You want to keep on changing the world, I guess. What's the next step?
Future will tell.
Future will tell. Great. Of course, when it comes to climate issues and questions about fossil and climate change and everything, this is obviously going to be a very important part of this. How are going to cities look like in the future? So, well, I hope I'm going to own one of this, my own one day, so I can drive easily here in Sundsvall and park easily as well. That's good to have small cars, so it's much easier to park. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.